I'm going to go into this whole assignment. Let me click this off here. As though I am one of you. I'm one of the students. So what I did was I added Aiden, my daughter. So I'm going to go and let's see here. Almost. Let's try one more time. Okay. I'm pretending I'm Aiden. Now you see that Aiden has quite a few classes here. She has been added to the Google Superstars. So what I want you guys to do is you'll go into your Google Classroom. Oh, notice there's a link up here for a Google Hangout or Meet. We'll get to that later. My suggestion is to click on classwork right away. And because that's where you get access to everything. Over here on the left, you'll see all the topics as I go down. And one you might want to pay attention to is the one that's called Science Resources. But if you look right here, it says classwork, April 13th through the 16th. Now you're thinking 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. That's only 4 days, Miss Hurst. You are exactly right. We are going to have 3-day weekends from now on through the end of the year. So think of it as free day Fridays for you guys. No work from me. Should be no work from your other teachers. Or maybe you've had a really hard time earlier in the week. Internet was down. That's always my house's issue. Or forgot to charge your Chromebook. Been there too this week, earlier today, in fact. So you can always use Friday for your makeup day as well. So what you want to do is click on the assignment, and here are all these instructions. Oh my gosh, look at all of them. You need to complete one of the 2 choices for math. Okay, 1, 2. There are 2 choices here. You can either complete the telling time slide activity there on the right. Well, there's nothing there. Click on View Assignment. That takes you to the whole thing. Ah, look right here. I see a telling time. Now notice it has Aiden Hurst there. When it's you, it will have your name. If your name is John Bubblicious, it will say John Bubblicious, or Sassafras Smith, or whoever it is. It'll have your name there. So you can either complete this for the week, or for math, you can use the Hurst e-learning days. Well, let's click on telling time first and take a look. So if you look at this, it's going to pull up a Google slide presentation for you. You don't need to present it. Once it comes up, you can just work in the slides just as they are. So use all those skills that we use in the classroom that we've practiced. And you'll see there's quite a few slides, and I'll give you a hint. In this one, I made a mistake before I added it. If you go all the way down to the bottom, they're going to be the last few couple slides. Ignore them. It even says, teacher, delete these slides before you, right here, teacher editable. Yeah, I was supposed to delete these down here. Ignore them. Just pretend they're not even there. Do your thing. Go through this. So here it is, telling time. So I go down. I can either use the arrow on my keyboard, or I can click. Oh, look, sort the definitions and clocks into the correct category. This is where you got to use everything you've learned. These clocks have hands to show us hours and which one has hands? I'll give you a little hint. It's not digital. But what you'll do is you can use your mouse, or you can click and drag it to wherever you want it to go. It's not going to go in the middle. Okay, hands. If you're thinking analog, you are correct. So then you also want to pick which picture goes with it and move it. Let's move on to the next slide to see what else is there. This one, looks like the big hands on the clock. Drag the green boxes to finish the sentences. You drag them to wherever you want them to go. And that's how you answer that one. Let's go to the next slide. Time by the 5 minutes. Okay, now we're talking about minutes of 5. So again, this is a sorting. Let's go down the next one. Oh, this is typing in the answer. But if you're thinking, Ms. Hurst, I can't read those clocks. Don't forget, you can increase different ways depending on the Chromebook you have. But one of the things you do is hold down the Control key and then press the plus key. And it will continue. Whoops, it should. Or if you go minus, it will increase your slide so it's a little easier to see. Okay? But you can go through each one that way. Also, you'll find ones where you have to draw it. And it'll say use the toolbar. Look up here. See these right here? Follow my mouse. This is going to be your image thing to click on, because you're going to have to add some pictures later on. It's in science. Okay, and then this one is your line tool. So if I click here, I can actually click arrow. 6:50. Okay, 6. Okay, but that's almost 7 o'clock. So my hour hand, if I click there and drag it, it's getting close to 7, but it's not quite 7 yet. Now, if I want to make that line a little thicker, I can. Boom. Do it that way. Do the same thing again. Come up here, click arrow, decide where you want the minute hand to go. If you don't like it, click on it again. Whoops. And hit backspace, and that will totally delete it off for you. Let's say you're done working on it. You're not finished with it. Just click out of it. You'll notice it's showing. Aiden could come back tomorrow, later, 3 days from now, and pull that up, and it'll pick up where she left off. The other thing you could do is come down here, and it says Hurst e-learning days. So it said the second option is use Hurst e-learning days that you see below to access what? We're talking about this one right here. Let me try this again. Here we go. You can use this to access Pathblazer, Prodigy, and more. All of those things are found right on this slide. You guys checked it out for me the week before. Spring break, you said you liked it. So I'm going to click on it. Here, Hurst e-learning days. Now remember, you're signed in as you, so no matter what you click on, it's going to be you. We can join Google Hangouts right here. There are 3 slides to pull up. Notice, changed a few things. Look at the date. This kind of gives you the overall picture. If you click on the second slide, or you can go to present, either way, you'll see there are different things here. One of the things I want you to notice is this is for math. You can have the same option for science as well. You can click right through here on any of these things to get straight to Clever. If you're not sure how to get to Google Classroom again, where you started. IXL, Prodigy. Again, I'll move this up. Down here, click this icon. If you go to present, you click the icon, it'll take you straight to the leaderboard for Prodigy. But there is one thing that I wanted you to notice on here. It says for science, I'm kind of skipping around a little bit. Don't forget the science resources topic in GC, that's Google Classroom. That's where the Generation Genius videos are. So you can go through here and click. If you wanted to get to Clever, you click right there on any of those Clever buttons. Notice it's taking you to FCS, that's Floyd County Schools Student Chromebook Resources. And here you can get to Clever, sign in. Don't forget your sign in. Remember, lunch number. If you wanted to get to map skills, but remember within Clever is where you have access to all those other things. So I'm going to click back to here for just a moment. So you can do those things at either one. You can either do the slide presentation on time, or you can complete this. If you choose to not do the slide and you choose to do the Hurst e-learning days for math, right down here it says, then if you choose this option, then you need to complete the weekly class notes page on the right at the end of the week. So I come down here, or I look right here, it says it's a Google Doc. So what I'm going to do is at the end of the week, I'm going to want to open this up. I'm going to do that in just a minute. Pretend I'm doing it for science. The same options are basically here for science as well. You can either complete this on soil conservation. It kind of goes back to soil a little bit. You might want to dig through your notes. Think about the importance of soil. Now, this is where you might need to go a little deeper and do a little research on your own, which means you just have to open a new tab. Remember, whatever you search, soil conservation, what are those 2 words you add to it? Really important. For kids. Yeah, that's what I like to do. So as this pulls up, you'll see it's a lot like the math one. It's going to be very interactive. You're going to be dragging and dropping, typing some things in maybe. But also there's another part to it. I'm just going to kind of click through where you add images. I'm going to show that. Natural resources. Natural resources are materials that occur in nature. Soil is a natural resource. Drag the natural resources into the box. So I look here and go, oh, tree. That's something that occurs in nature. So I'm just going to click and drag it over. Okay. Go through the whole thing like that. No problem. There are a couple places. I'm going to go through each one so you can see, oh, matching up the definitions. If you're not sure, what can you do? Go to your new tab, research it. And I always go like this. I don't know why, like I'm scratching, but pretend I'm typing. So you can always research it a little bit. This next one's Which one doesn't belong? There are 4 things that do, and 1 does not. You'll have to read the directions. Let's keep going until we find one. Ooh, ways to conserve soil. Got to think about what conserving is. Go back to your work the week before spring break. Oh, now this says insert picture here. So we're going to look at windrows. Ooh, let's look at contour plowing for a minute. Now it says to insert a picture. How am I supposed to do that? Go to the directions. Below are ways that we can conserve soil by stopping soil erosion. Use Google image search on the toolbar above to show picture example of each. So what that is, the easiest way to do it is click right here where it says insert image. It looks like a little gray box with 2 mountain peaks in it. When I click there, I'm going to go to search the web. It's automatically going to have you search through Google. So then you come over here on the right, see Google search, and I'm going to type in exactly what it says right here. Almost there, contour plow. Look what pops up. That's one thing. Remember, it's smart search so that as you're typing it in, it's predicting what you're going to say or what you're looking for. Look at all these images. I feel like I need to move myself again. Wow. Ooh, I really like this one. Contour plowing. So I'm going to use this one right here. So I'm just going to double click and it's going to insert it, but watch what happens. It's huge and I want to put it down here. Move me out of the way again. Always go to the corner. Press with your left finger on your mouse. Drag it in. I'm going to take it and put it right here. I'm using my fingers. I'm not using an external mouse. So there you go. How great is that? So you can insert a picture. So I wanted to make sure I showed you guys those things. I'm going to click out of this because I don't want to do any more of the work for Aiden. And I'm going back to here. So remember, if you choose not to do the soil conservation, you've got a couple of options. Here it says, math and science, Google activities. Wait, Generation Genius. I want to go back to this for a minute. It said Generation Genius. It says in the topic. So where is that? Again, we'll come back to this in just a minute. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to click on classwork again. It's the easiest thing for me right here. Science resources. If I click here, wow, here is a link to a video in Generation Genius. Now, what I really like about this, remember, this is what I have paid for. So not everybody gets the opportunity, but you are my students. So I get to share this link with you. You don't need to log in. You don't need to try it for free. I have already linked it for you. You do have to give it a moment for it to pull up. If this is not a video, it's about energy transfer that you want to watch. What's really cool is at the very top, see the word lessons? You can click there and search for something. This is important because sometimes you have a different interest than what we're doing right this second. And I want you to explore what you're really interested in. Don't get me wrong, we are reviewing soil again, but we did that. So if you can expand and think outside the box and go beyond that, do it. So I'm going to click on lessons here. And I know Justin and a few others tried this out to make sure it works. You can click on grade level. You can search a topic here. Let's say I just want to search and I want to learn about the planets. So maybe I just want to search planets. And I click there, and this is what's really important. Oh, look, there's one video in grades 3 through 5, Earth's orbit and rotation. Maybe you want to look there. Looks like there's going to be some more coming in. Maybe I just want to look at all videos for grades 3 through 5, and I don't even need to look for planets. I just want grades 3 through 5. Wow, look at all these videos. Remember, you're going to be going into 4th and 5th grade, so this can help you out. So I'm going to click out of there because that's not out. Now, if I want to go back, you can click the back button. You can click on here, wherever it is. I'm going to go back to classwork again. It's the easiest way. This is where I was. What do I need to do? Click view assignment again. Come over here. When you're done at the end of the week, say you've completed time or science, then you just hit turn in. That's it. If you need to complete anything because you went online instead, say you wanted to do Path Blazer instead of it, or you chose to watch some Generation Genius videos, or maybe you went into vocabulary and did some of those activities, or Brain Pop, you want to fill out this weekly class notes. It's pretty straightforward. Quite a few have already been doing it, and I appreciate it because this gives me an insight into what you're doing. So when it comes up, there are 2 things to add to it. One, you can put the date you're doing it. It could be the end of the week. Also, put your name right here. As it's spinning, it's going to come up. I think it's tired of me talking right now. So I'm going to put Mrs. Hurst, maybe. Oh, see, there it is. And then you'll answer this for both math and science. It says, what website or websites did you work in this week? You know, which websites. And it kind of gives you some ideas. Now, this is for math. Let's say you did the time Google Slides. You don't need to even worry about that. But say you did for science. Say, ooh, I went into Generation Genius, or maybe Generation Genius, and maybe you also went into vocabulary. Okay, give me a little insight into what you did. What kind of videos did you watch? What did you learn? Give me an interesting fact, but be kind of specific about what you practiced or learned. Give me something interesting, because if we talk on Google Hangouts or anything else, I want to be able to ask you about it. All right. So then once you complete it, you don't have to worry about anything else. You just come over here, and once you've done everything for the whole week, everything's completed. Maybe you did it all in one day. Maybe you're waiting till the last minute. You'll click turn in. It'll say, these are the things you're turning in. And you say, yeah, that's what I'm doing. But let's say, wait a minute. Let's say, you know what? I decided I wasn't going to do the Google Slides. So I'm going to exit that out. Okay. All I did was I went on Generation Genius and vocabulary for science. So I filled this out and I did the telling time one. Then I want to hit turn in. Those are the two things I want to turn in. Okay. And then it's done. Then what you can do is you can check back by the end of the next week, and you'll see if you got 100 on it, if you got it all done. I am looking for right and wrong, but really I'm not looking for right and wrong for grades. I'm looking to see that you're learning. I'm also looking to see if you have any questions for me. This part right here for private comments, you could put in here, I was really confused about the minute hand and hour hand, but then maybe you talk to somebody, but then I looked it up and remembered, you know, and that goes directly to me. And that's what I want you to know. This says a private comment. And if I reply to you, it'll come right back in here. So we'll have our own little tiered conversation going. Either way, I hope this was helpful. I hope that if you have any questions, that you'll contact me. Get your parents to contact me through Class Dojo, or you can check your email and ask me from there. And I'll bet if you go to your Hurst Learning Days and you go to get on Clever, one of the things you can click on is probably your email. It's right here. It's the red M in the white box. So if I were to click there, which I'm not going to because this is Aiden's account, all her emails will pop up. Okay. So feel free to email me from there. And you know, it's vhurst, Hurst, at floydboe.net, just like you do for extra math. All right. Well, I love you guys. And I hope you had a wonderful spring break. And if you have any questions, let me know. See you soon. Love you.